Happy New Year! But FreeXax, it's a little bit late to be saying Happy New Year, don't you think? I'm not talking about the solar New Year, you uncultured swine. Chinese New Year! Yeah, I'm probably late to that one too. I'm on the hunt to find all of the Pokemon manholes scattered around Japan. There are a lot, and if I want to find them all before I die, I have to get a move on. A couple of weeks ago, I was hit with this targeted ad on Instagram, and yeah, targeted quite well. Terrifying, actually. The internet scares me. As of scripting and filming this video, there are two huge events going on in Nagasaki. The Lantern Festival because of the Chinese New Year, but more importantly, there's a virtual stamp rally featuring those darn manholes that, if done, could earn you some cool, exclusive items from Nagasaki. And those exclusive items feature none other than Ampharos. Apparently, Ampharos is Nagasaki's future support Pokemon. I don't know why it's Ampharos. I have a hunch, but there's only one way to find out. I'm gonna drive to Nagasaki, find all of those Ampharos-themed manholes, and if I have time, celebrate the Chinese New Year. Ni hao. This adventure I'm not doing alone. I called upon my friend Casey, who often can give life-altering speeches, but can't work the zoom or focus on my camera. So, this is gonna be a hard video to edit. Casey and I have a yearly brocation where we go to a different prefecture and get very drunk. We also brought along Dave the Bulbasaur and Wooper. At the break of dawn, we convened at a nearby convenience store, and our journey began.
Casey, Martin, you look ridiculous.
Thank you.
There are a total of 5 manholes in Nagasaki, and unlike the other prefectures where I've gone manhole hunting, these manholes are very much spread out. Don't take that out of context. Shimanoseki's 4 manholes were within a 2-mile radius of each other, and Saga's 3 manholes were an easy walking distance. The 5 manholes in Nagasaki are all in different towns and cities. One of the manholes requires us to take a ferry to an island, and I'm gonna let you in on a secret. I kinda like boats. So, I was pretty excited. The night before our adventure, Casey messaged me about potential rain. I was pretty confident that the rain wouldn't be an issue, as the weather reports in Japan tend to overestimate how severe rain can get. Spoiler alert, I was wrong. On the drive to our first manhole, it started to rain, and while it wasn't heavy, it was enough to force me to buy an umbrella. If there's anything I hate more than rain, it's holding an umbrella. But I'm gonna assume that my DSLR is not rainproof, so I had to make do. After less than 2 hours on our trip, we made it to the location of our first manhole. This manhole is located in Omura, which translates to Big Village.
This does look similar to the other manhole areas I've had, so I'm not surprised that it's in this area. This would be a pretty cool place to, like, I don't know, like kiss your bro. You know? Like if you wanted to kiss a bro, I feel like this would be a cool place to do it. I mean, you know. All right.
We're here.
Yeah. Da-da-da.
And there it was, our first manhole. It had Nagasaki's future support Pokemon Ampharos and Cherim. I also found out that if the manhole has silhouetted Pokemon, it doesn't count them. So, the Latios and Latias in the background aren't listed on the manhole. They don't count. Don't look at them.
Here we're doing stamp rally fun.
Oh yeah, that's our first stamp rally.
Stamp rally.
Yeah.
Let's see if it works. Get the stamp. Got it.
Hey, you got it.
Looking at this now, I really like this manhole. My favorite color is pink, and I like the Japanese castle and bridge designs. This is a perfect Pokemon lid for the city of Omura. Omura is well known for being a beautiful town during cherry blossom season, and when we pulled in, I could totally see this place looking real beautiful. On a different day, and in a different month and season. I do wish we were here during the cherry blossom season so we could see Omura at maximum power. But the stamp rally started in November and runs until the end of February, so that's that.
So you are set, Mr. Magikarp boy.
Stamp.
All right, so we got 1 stamp down. We're gonna go see if we can maybe cheese another stamp just for the stamp rally. We don't need it for the manhole. In total, how many stamps do you want to go for?
I think we should go for 76.
76. All right, there's a total of
76.
Spoiler alert, we do not get all 76 stamps. So I'm gonna try to explain the Stamp Rally real quick. It's a campaign to get Pokemon fans to come to Nagasaki and go sightseeing. Select areas like tourist traps and restaurants were chosen to be featured in the Stamp Rally. Essentially, as a participant, you go to one of the select areas and either use GPS tracking, like all the manholes, or a QR scanner to get yourself a stamp. That easy. If the stamp could be earned by simply being in the area and letting our GPS track us, it was easy enough to cheese it from inside my car. The ones with QR codes proved to be a lot more time consuming, but we'll get into that as we go along. For now, it was one manhole and a few additional cheesed stamps down. The weather was getting a little bit intense, but that wasn't going to stop us from driving into the mountains and toward our second manhole. It was out of one town known for seasonal beauty and into, well, hell. With less than an hour of driving, we were at our second stop, Unzen. I had never heard of Unzen before, but I've been in a lot of towns like it, and as soon as I saw the design of its Pokelid, I knew exactly what we were in for.
I didn't think it would be this cold. In hell.
So can you explain it real quick?
First two kanji here is Jigoku.
Jigoku, which means
for hell.
Yes.
And then Yuriguchi, the entrance to hell. We're here.
We made it.
We did.
We did it. What have we done to earn this?
Even though the weather wasn't great, we still wanted to take in some of the town's essence. We entered a small shrine and immediately found hot spring eggs, which is very common in towns like Unzen.
You can get eggs.
Oh, the egg, yeah.
So it looks like it's an honor system. You pay 300 yen. Is this what I think it is? Grab an egg.
Oh. You want to?
Let's do it.
All right, cool. Can't focus because the camera's trying to do your hand. Ooh, that's 3 eggs.
3 eggs.
Have you ever had onsen tamago?
I have. And they're delicious.
Oh, okay. It's raining. It's cold. Let's get in the car and let's enjoy those. Yeah. Huevos.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, those look really nice, actually.
I think they're excellent. So here we have our unbagging of onsen tamago.
Egg time.
Egg time.
Egg review. Oh, it's like actually crumble them out?
Yep.
I thought it was just gonna be just
Nope. Nope. If it works.
It works, it fits. You're so quick at it. How'd you do that so fast? Here, can you do this one real quick? Can you do mine?
Cheers.
Oi. Color.
I'm gonna have an existential crisis.
Do you want the last one? You can have it.
I think we should do this Japanese way.
Seppuku.
Saisho wa goo, janken poi.
Hey! Can you do it for me? You're good at this, man.
Thank you.
I'll call you the egg boy.
Isn't that a Sonic villain? Eggman?
Eggman. Dr. Samuel Robotnik.
I'm not a man of culture.
I know. You're a man of eggs. Bon
Enjoy.
appetit. That's right.
I'm good.
Okay.
Enjoy.
I am. That's nice.
Bon egg appetit. No, that sounded better in my head.
Oh, no.
Our bellies were full of eggs, and it was time to find the second manhole.
It is raining. It's my special version of hell.
I really don't like rain. It barely rains in Kansas, and when it does, it's usually a sign of a tornado. Here in Kyushu, there are months when it rains every single day. It makes it hard to go for walks or do laundry. So, I'm team partly cloudy every day, all day.
This looks promising. Looks like a great place to come and just kiss a bro if you wanted to, you know? Not that we have to, but you know. Oh my god!
We
did it!
We did it!
Man, this one sucks.
The manhole was located on a hill, which probably gives you a beautiful view of the town. We wouldn't know. The smoke billowing upward and immediately being blown away by the wind was kind of cool to look at though. This manhole featured Nagasaki's future support Pokemon Ampharos, Torkoal, and Camerupt. And I like these choices a lot. I mentioned I've been to towns like Unzen before, specifically Beppu and Oita and also in Kumamoto. Now, I want to do a video on this someday, but it is hotly debated over which one of these cities is the inspiration for Lava Ridge Town. Culturally, Beppu. Geographically, also. once again, I want to talk more about this someday. This manhole features Torkoal and Camerupt, which Flannery from the Lavaridge Town gym uses. The little cable car in the background also references that area of the games. Also, you can ride a cable car in Unzin, but we didn't, so why would I even bring it up? So, while Unzin may not be the inspiration for Lavaridge Town, it does share many similarities to the cities that are. It refers to itself as Hell, it's a touristy village, and look at all that onsen smoke. I felt like I was getting rained on in the real world Lavaridge Town. It's any Generation 3 nerd's dream.
You want to go give that area a look?
It would be neat walking through hell.
Yeah, but we already had to drive through Saga today.
I'm not 100% sure, but I think the weather took a turn for the worse here. We decided to get a better look at the too hot to take a bath in hot springs, and instead of narrating anything, I just want to show you clips of my struggle to hold my umbrella and manage my camera.
Alright. Oh, goodness. Oh, God, it's the wind. Okay. God. Remember yesterday when you're like, it might rain? And I was like, it'll be fine. Oh my God.
Wow. Oh, that's warm.
My camera fogged up. Oh, I promise this looks really nice. Ah!
Look at that. Bubbling up.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it is bubbling up. I'm fulfilled. I'm a little bit wet.
And it was right about this time I realized, in the stress of the situation, I forgot to get my manhole stamp.
So we have got our second manhole. On the way back to the car, I realized that I did not get the stamp. So we had to run back to that to get the stamp. And we're now 5 stamps in. We
Maybe
are now in the
that's
running
right,
to get like a tote bag, an Ampharos tote bag.
And now would probably be a good time to talk about what we can get from doing the stamp rally. 4 different ranks put you into contention for different gifts. If you get 5 stamps, that puts you into rank C, which can earn you an Ampharos tote bag. Rank B, which is 10 stamps, earns you an Ampharos themed Nagasaki Castella. It's Nagasaki's famous baked souvenir. 15 stamps is rank A, which puts you in the running for some kind of Nagasaki tea set. I don't really know. Or, by getting only the 5 Pokemon Manhole stamps, you can be put into rank S, which is a set of soccer tickets at Nagasaki's soccer stadium. I personally wanted the Ampharos tote bag, but as we continued through the challenge, I realized I wanted those soccer tickets. We were going to go through the effort to get the 5 manholes, so why not dream big? Even though we had eggs, us southern boys were hankering for a real meal. We wanted to make sure we could get a proper Nagasaki delight, so it was back on the road and to Nagasaki City. The drive was going to be roughly an hour and a half, and while the two of us were willing to be patient for food, we weren't thinking about how Japanese restaurants are usually run. Hole-in-the-wall restaurants usually have a lunchtime and a dinner time with a 3 or 4 hour break in between. We had completely forgotten about this, and we were set to arrive in Nagasaki right as that break was beginning for most places. We found parking near both the third manhole and our chosen restaurant and began our small 10-minute trek. Nagasaki City was one of the first cities I visited in Japan. I didn't have a lot of money, but I once went to Fukuoka's Hooters because it was the one place in Fukuoka where I could get boneless wings. I ended up sitting next to a drunk dude at the bar, and I mentioned that I wanted to go to Nagasaki someday. Well, as it turns out, he was from Nagasaki. He reached into his jacket pocket and pulled out a train ticket to Nagasaki. He gave me the ticket and left. That was almost 7 years ago from the date of filming this video, and I'm thankful for that interaction. Nagasaki City is beautiful. It's a port city, and it's got trams. What strikes me the most about Nagasaki is all of its architecture. A lot of towns and cities will build their neighborhoods around mountains or valleys. Not Nagasaki. It doesn't care. Its neighborhoods are built upwards. Some people have to park their cars on lower levels and hike up flights of stairs to their homes. This gives Nagasaki quite a unique look. It also feels like there's so much color in Nagasaki. Buildings have striking, bright colors, and it doesn't feel like the relatively reserved Japan I've become so accustomed to. We made it to the street where we would have our Nagasaki lunch, and I was already getting a dose of the Lantern Festival. We found our restaurant, which looked exactly like the kind of place I wanted to eat at. Nice, bright atmosphere with likely one person running the whole thing. But it was closed. Lunchtime had finished. We weren't necessarily stressed about this because there was bound to be some other place nearby and we had a lot of time. Compared to the stress that the weather had caused,
Guys, the wind. Okay.
this was nothing. We quickly found an open restaurant right across the street, and I got a little bit nervous because this restaurant looked fancy. I was having Saga beef flashbacks. I just got paid, and this place looked like it was going to suck my wallet dry and then keep sucking until I crumbled into an empty husk of a man. But, luckily for me, that wasn't the case. This restaurant had both of Nagasaki's famous foods, and it was going to cost us less than 2,000 yen each. We ordered our food, Casey got some high quality tea, and in less than 10 minutes, our food arrived.
You got your dish.
I did, yes.
You think you can kind of explain to me champon?
Give it a try. In Nagasaki, the big two foods they have are sara udon and champon. Just a mix and mash of many different things here. So, you have some cute little shrimp on top. Usually a lot of seafood in here. Lots of veggies. And then underneath, noodles galore.
Is there anything special or different about them that you can note?
More or less it's the noodles. This is going to be more like a soup.
Yes.
Those noodles, it's not going to be as soupy per se, consistency-wise.
It's got kind of a crunch to it, right?
Yes.
Okay. This will be my first time ever having sara udon.
Ooh, you're in for a treat.
From experience, I do not like champon. From experience, but I'm gonna take some of yours because I'm pretty excited.
Definitely, that's what we're here for. Food adventure too. Let's eat.
My first experience with Nagasaki's food 7 years ago was champon, which I really did not enjoy. It was my first year in Japan and I still wasn't used to a lot of Japanese food. But the dish that Casey got was really good and it had a nice simplistic visual to it. When I think of champon, I think of this absolute Frankenstein's monster of a dish. As for the sara udon, this was my first time trying it. I really enjoyed it, but it also sort of felt like I was eating an entire bag of flavorless Doritos. It was essentially dried noodles with delicious whoop goop on it, and while it was yummy, I struggled to get all the way through. This particular restaurant is pretty good if you want to safely try either champon or sara udon, but I do recommend if you ever come to Nagasaki, please try champon that looks like this. That right there is authentic, military-grade champon. Casey's champon was delicious, but champon is more about the trauma and less about the taste. I also had a little panda mochi with red bean filling. I could have felt guilty about eating it, but I didn't. I was celebrating Chinese New Year. We still had quite a bit of daylight left, so we had enough time to go to Nagasaki Station and find our third manhole.
I think we got it. I think it's over there. I think so.
Right.
Or that's just a regular manhole. I think that might just be a regular manhole.
Let's take a look.
That is just a regular manhole. But this is totally like a place where you could like kiss a bro if you wanted to. So I don't know. Like I could totally see this place as being like, it's the place where I take pictures. So it's got Togepi, Ampharos, and Wingull. We probably should have invited Alex.
Probably should.
Not thinking about it yet. That's all right. I don't really value her friendship.
I don't really have any special information I can immediately pull from this Pokelid. It features Nagasaki future support Pokemon Ampharos, Togepi, and Wingull. Wingull feels like an obvious choice for any Japanese port town, especially one in real-world Hoenn. While I haven't seen them myself, I read there are seagulls in Nagasaki during winter. Togepi is said to bring happiness and good luck to people. Nagasaki is a city with many monuments promoting peace, so I think I can see the connection.
Get the stamp. Got it.
Got it. That's number 3, baby. That's 6 stamps in total?
I think so.
All right, let's see if we can bust out a few more. And this one, I'm not going to forget. I refuse to forget it.
By this time, the rain had finally faded away, so we didn't have to rush to get pictures. However, this manhole was crowded with other Pokemon fans and tourists. We didn't see anyone doing the stamp rally, but there were quite a few people taking pictures of the manhole. It only made it even more awkward that I was doing this. But I don't care. I'm famous YouTuber FreeXax. In hindsight, there were a few stamp locations around here that we could have gone to, but I think we were both a little bit tired from getting up early and going through, you know. One of them was near the soccer stadium we could potentially win tickets for, so I think it wouldn't have been a bad idea to walk there and check it out. We had plenty of time, but we instead decided to go to the hotel, check in, and get some valuable rest before we party hard at the Lantern Festival. And we got lucky because we got upgraded to what the hotel staff called the Universal Room.
Okay.
Let's take a look. That's a good sign.
Yeah, it's a good sign. It worked.
Wow, okay. There's a nice big bed. A really nice sizable bed. And a bed for a dwarf. So I won the egg. You can have the big bed.
Wow, that worked out well.
Yeah, I won the egg. So good. Let's hope so. All right.
Casey focused, so if it's bad, it's Casey's fault. More than likely, Nagasaki City is the inspiration for Slateport City, and I think Slateport does a good job at capturing the essence of Nagasaki real well. For example, the Slateport Market, where unique items found nowhere else are sold. This is because Nagasaki is very foreign friendly. A lot of the events like Chinese New Year and specialty foods like Sara Udon and Champon are influenced by other cultures and countries being welcomed into Nagasaki so long ago. Some forced their way in, but we don't talk about that. So there are unique experiences in Nagasaki you can't find in other areas of Japan. And maybe I'm reaching and slightly biased, but I think that Nagasaki, being as gorgeous as it is, really lends itself to being the perfect location for Pokemon contests. I can remember seeing the Slateport Contest Hall as a kid, but was unable to go in and do anything until later on in the game. Because of this exclusivity, I've always associated Slateport City with contests, and because I'm a nerd, I can totally see Nagasaki being a place where high-level contests are held. There are other things, like Slateport's Oceanic Museum, but I think that correlates more with Nagasaki's ports rather than its museums or singular penguin aquarium. Anyway, Casey and I are gonna go get very drunk now. We're gonna go do what we came here to do, and that's celebrate Chinese New Year the only way that we know how.
Ooh.
With beer.
新年快乐。
The Lantern Festival is a celebration of Chinese New Year. What started as a yearly tradition held in Nagasaki's Chinatown has developed into one of the city's biggest attractions. The entire city is bathed in the lights of lanterns, and traditional Chinese parades and dances are held throughout. It's a blast, and I highly recommend it if you're ever traveling throughout Japan in early February. We ended up at a park where a shamisen teacher played traditional Okinawan music. We danced, we drank, we sang, we drank. I think Casey and I are a good pair of drunken foreigners. We can both speak Japanese, we respect the culture, and we like to have a good time. I think those are 3 good qualities to have if you want to have the best experiences in Japan. Because of this, I genuinely think we were having the most fun out of everyone at the Lantern Festival, and people naturally fed off of our energy. We received free drinks from the one place selling alcohol, and I even played shamisen for a single second. This teacher was good. The Lantern Festival is great, and I can't recommend it enough. After the lanterns turned off at 10 p.m., we left the park and began to look for a local izakaya. In our drunken state, we passed by Meganebashi. During the day, it's a beautiful bridge with 2 arches that reflect off of the water, making it appear like glasses. I don't want to share every detail of the interaction I had with Casey here, but I had a lot of pent-up emotions that I've had since before I met him. I sat with Casey on some concrete steps and vented. And he gave me his life-altering sagely advice as the high tide slowly came in and up the steps. One of his feet had become completely taken over by the water, but he was too drunk to notice. I was able to laugh with him and let myself feel a sense of closure. Casey was the perfect person to have with me at this point in time, and I'm very grateful he joined me.
How's your foot? Your foot got wet.
It's solid, so it's not that bad.
And then we drank at an Okinawan-themed bar until about 2 a.m. We celebrated the Chinese New Year by listening to Okinawan music, playing Okinawan instruments, and drinking at a potentially Yakuza-ran Okinawan bar. Life just be like that sometimes. Even with the bad weather to start off the trip, day 1 was a success. Day 2, well, that's a different story.
So, woke up with a little bit of a case of the drink too muchies. My throat is shot. My throat is absolutely shot. I don't know why. Okay, Casey.
It's for a problem.
Can you tell the viewers at home what has happened because my voice is shot and I can't.
Sure thing. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to your fairy reports from a fairy. So, I got a message this morning saying that all the fairies going out to Shin Kamigoto were cancelled. I looked outside. It's like, it's such a nice day today. Like, why is it cancelled? Wind. Answer was wind.
I woke up hungover and I couldn't collect my thoughts. But as soon as Casey told me about the message he got, I immediately sobered up with the realization that we weren't going to complete our challenge. I showered, got ready for whatever it was we were going to do for the rest of the day, and sat in the special needs bathroom alone with my thoughts. Yeah, our universal room was intended for people with special needs. You can't make this shit up. I thought over the situation and contemplated any sort of fix. It occurred to me that no matter how much planning I did, this was not preventable. The weather, the ocean, could not be planned around. I lost. I failed. No matter what we did, we couldn't get the 5th and final manhole. I believed this video was going to end in complete failure, and I doubted if I should even make it. But I realized we could get 4 out of the 5 manholes. That's a B, and I got through college with a whole bunch of Bs. If we couldn't get all 5 manholes to earn us that rank S in the stamp rally, we could sure as hell get rank A. So now, the game had changed. I mentioned before that we needed some stamps which required a QR code. On our journey to the 4th and final manhole of our B grade quest, we came across a few. Some were easy. Waltz in, pull out your camera, and scan. Others were a trap, and we ended up spending about an hour at one of Nagasaki's history museums. Actually, it was pretty cool. But we got as many as we could and arrived in Sasebo before nightfall. If at all possible, I want to get every single manhole picture while we have daylight. And by the way the sun was quickly plummeting toward the horizon, we were running out of time. We parked at Sasebo Station and were off.
Alright, I would argue this is not the most scenic place out of all of them, but it's still a pretty solid place to kiss a bro.
This Pokelid features Nagasaki Ambassador Pokemon Ampharos, Trico, and Lilligant. Just from looking at the manhole, I couldn't think of an obvious connection. There's a Sasebo zoological... No, it's a word I need to say. I can't say it. There's a Sasebo Zoological Park and Botanical Garden. No, I squeaked! There's a Sasebo Zoological Park and Botanical Garden, so maybe there's some connection there? If I look up Sasebo Lizard or Gecko, nothing of note really comes up. However, I was expecting a Unova Pokemon because there's an American military base in Sasebo. Maybe they wanted a Unova grass type? These islands in the background are based on the Kujuku Islands, which I didn't even know about until doing research for this manhole. If you want to manhole hunt in Nagasaki, make sure you have a few days, because there's so much to do in any of the cities. My particular style of completing this challenge means that I'm missing out on a lot of potentially fun experiences. And that was that. We did it. We got our 4th manhole and the 15th stamp, putting us in rank A. Casey had gotten really into the stamp rally, and he ended up directing me toward all of them. I just wanted manhole pictures, but now I'm in contention for a tea set, I think. We both felt a sense of pride. We took a very demoralizing situation and turned it into a day of history lessons, hiking, beautiful sights, and a lot of fucking hiking. I just wanted to ride a boat. Why did we do so much hiking? Our efforts had made us hungry. These southern boys were hankering to scram. And if you're in Sasebo and hungry, you gotta try a Sasebo burger. We found a small American-esque diner right next to the manhole, and I'll be honest, I was as terrified as I was excited. I love cheeseburgers. It is my all-time favorite food. A good cheeseburger at a musky American bar is probably my favorite thing. And Japanese cheeseburgers suck. I have a lot of strong opinions on Japanese cheeseburgers, and I used to run an account on Instagram where I'd go to different burger shops and post about their burgers. But I only wanted to talk about good cheeseburgers, which there's not enough of, and my favorite burger shop closed down in 2024. So when I'm face to face with a burger, I'm at my most critical. Sasebo burgers are touted as being really good, but ask any American and they usually say, "It's alright, not bad." So I had no idea of my feelings going into this shop. The diner looked legit, the grill looked legit, there was a magazine nearby that I misread as Fukuoka, We Animals, so I was feeling cautiously optimistic. Then I got my burger. I wanted to show this footage to you unedited, but they were playing Bruno Mars, which would definitely get me in trouble, so instead, I'll try to take you through my thought process while I was eating this burger. It was pretty good. Jokes aside, I do recommend this specific shop's special burger. If you're in the area of the manhole, you'll know exactly where to look. This burger blew my expectations out of the water, and I think I'd like to drive back here to try it again someday. But for now, our journey came to an end. We drove back to Fukuoka, both of us feeling proud of what we had accomplished. Now, all we have to do is wait until the rally wraps up to see if we've won anything. Until then, I have one question I want answered.
Why Ampharos? Ampharos is probably most well known for its role in the Johto games, but when I think of Ampharos, the first thing I think of is that Pokemon can get sick and probably die. But the second thing I think of is lighthouses. Now, Nagasaki isn't exactly famous for its lighthouses, but it is well known for being a port area. So while lighthouses aren't exactly a big sightseeing attraction in Nagasaki, they're still practical and important to its history. The local Axe website states, surrounded by the sea, with an intricate coastline and many large and small islands, Nagasaki is one of Japan's leading regions in terms of the number of lighthouses. Yeah. Checks out. As of filming this outro, we are about 1 week removed from our adventure in Nagasaki. I shaved my beard to indicate the passage of time. I'm still really beaten up about not getting to go to Shinkamigoto. I found out that the boat from Nagasaki City gets canceled almost every single day, so unsure of what to do about that. The stamp rally runs until the end of February, which gives me a couple more weeks to try to get there. I don't even like soccer. I just want to win. I just want to promote my silly Instagram. Nagasaki, make me your Nagasaki future support Pokemon Manhole boy. Do it. Do it, Game Freak. You cowards. But getting to the island is a fool's errand. So that's that. Like, comment, subscribe. You never know what foolish, idiotic, money-wasting project I'll do next.